The delivered is already texting me. I needed a few minutes to figure out I could get my car to the back door because there's only 2 women here working and they can't assist me. These boxes are very heavy. And this is a very, I'm using my cart and I'm making 4 trips. That's just the way it's got to be. I don't mind doing it because with the cart, it's easy. When I get there, they're going to have to come and get the food. There's no way I'll be able to deliver this food. This box is very heavy. I need 2 hands to lift it. I just picked up. It took me about 15 minutes to figure out what I needed to do to get the food to my car. Only because first time there, didn't know where to park. Then I realized there's a parking spot in the back and it's early in the day, so it's very quiet. And I pulled my car right up to the back door. It's P-O-L-L-O, pollo. It means chicken in Spanish. I'm not sure if I'm saying it perfectly, but you know what I mean. Very heavy food. The first box I grabbed, I went, wow, it's so light. And she was like, yeah. And then she looked at me. And when I went to go grab the other boxes, I was like, oh my God, these are so heavy. She actually helped me put them in the bags. Like she grabbed one side. So I used my cart. I made 4 trips. It's really no big deal once I have the box on the cart. You have a cart, it makes it a lot easier. So I made 4 trips to my car. And now I'm headed to the Coliseum. Delivered was already in touch with me. And they added $3 to my payout. At first they thought I was waiting for the food. No, that's not the case. I need a few minutes to figure out how to get this food to my car. And once I did the first one, I said it was easy. You know, I just had to put it on my cart, the top of my cart, make 4 trips, no big deal. So I'm really grateful. I would do this again. Next time it'll be a lot faster because I really thought it was another place and it wasn't. And I figured out where I need to park, what I need to do next time. See that building over there? That's a Mickey D's and it's an amazing area. It's near Hofstra, the Coliseum. They're very busy all the time. And the building has always been immaculate because I stop there to use their bathroom when I'm in this area. Look what they're doing, they're upgrading it. That means more jobs will be lost. And that happening to people who live paycheck to paycheck with no financial education, they're going to be hit the hardest because I've already witnessed the 5 McDonald's in my area that they all got updated, upgraded, and they have half the amount of people in the buildings serving customers. I'm doing a screen recording on my phone. I got paid $119.78 for this delivery. It's for a BMW. It says Ultimate Driving Experience Evolution, and they say they do this every year here. And I pulled right up, and it's in the Coliseum parking lot, the Nassau Coliseum parking lot. If you're not familiar with the Nassau Coliseum, I've seen many hockey games here over the years. When I was younger, I used to come here a lot with the restaurant people. And a hockey game is not boring, even if you're not into hockey. It's exciting, it's thrilling, not boring, and a few concerts over the years. That's pretty cool. So that's the Coliseum, the big signs there. And this is it, just a big parking lot. The Marriott's on the left, and they're getting ready for, I guess, an exhibit. I'm assuming they're gonna have a lot of cars here. Completing a few low pay ones, receiving a high pay like this balances everything out. I'm so grateful. And now if I ever pick up at that place again, now I know what to do. I got really lucky. I'm very grateful. As long as I have a cart and someone don't mind me making a few trips, the walk was short to my car from the restaurant, from the front counter. But I had to make 4 trips. There was no way I could do that. I would have had to carry it with 2 hands and really struggle. But as long as you have a little cart, it does make it easier. And as long as they don't mind giving you an extra 10 minutes, next time I'll be much faster because now I know the routine when I get to that restaurant. So that's it. I have a lot of things to do today. I wanted to mention this in the last video. And this is something that has hold true since the beginning. Going down the route as an independent contractor with the gig apps gives you a chance to figure out how you can set yourself up for a more balanced lifestyle, a balanced work lifestyle. It gives you time to take care of everything that you need to take care of. If something happens in the middle of your week like that, nail in my tire, I was able to take care of it. I went down the street and I was back on the road in 30 minutes. It gives you a lot of freedom, but you also have to make changes to understanding your taxes, all your deductions. Some people like to go to a job and not worry about any of that, but then it keeps you out of the know. It keeps you ignorant. It does. It puts fear in you. I was always raised to go to work, to get that health insurance. I feel, after listening to Dave Ramsey and many other channels, you're better off becoming successful and paying your own health insurance. It's a great deductible. It's all how you look at it. But there's more work involved. And learning how to use TurboTax right now, that's where I'm at. And self-employed QuickBooks. And the learning curve's hard. A lot of people don't want to spend the time to work for free to create a better way of life for themselves. It's possible if you really want it, just like with anything else. If you really want something, you're going to make it happen no matter what you do. You know what I mean? So that, and another thing I learned about car, I'm going to give Car Edge a shout out. Visit caredge.com. I love Ray. He's great. His son, Zach, great. Kimberly, finance lady. When I had the flat fixed, patched, the sensors on the car were wrong. For the tires, that's why when I woke up, my tire was completely flat. I kept looking at the rear tire. Lesson learned. I mean, it's just another life experience, educating yourself, staying on top of your game. I never thought of looking on the front. And I also didn't feel it on the wheel. Where my old car, I would have felt that. So when I go to the car dealership, when I first got this car, learning all this new technology was very overwhelming to me. But instead of staying ignorant, I became more knowledgeable about the automobile that I'm driving, and which is good. I feel it's a good thing. They were making it sound like it's such a major deal to have the sensors on the wheels, and if something's put, they actually said to me, if it's put on wrong, the little sensor, it's going to screw up the system. So when I went to go plug this tire, I keep saying plug, patch the tire, I was like, the sensors are wrong. I said, you fixed that too? I didn't see you take off all my tires. And they looked at me like, who told you that? We don't need to take off the tires to take off the sensors. We just reset it with a computer. They had the computer in the closet. It's those computers they use to reset the computer systems in cars are very expensive. They have the right equipment. And I was like, oh, they made it sound like it's a big deal if the sensors aren't put on. And they were like, no, you just reset it like a computer. I figured you would want to know that. And while I'm on the path of teaching others, to the people who, another thing, being raised, working for others, only working for others, and relying on a paycheck that your employer takes out money for you, pays your taxes and everything for you. I mean, I'm really happy I learned a lot. Over the years, and I look back and I'm at the point of disgust. I remember this accountant, she actually sat there on the other side of a desk and she was like, I see you have $5 more taken out of your paycheck to save to get a little more money back. And I was like, yes. And she was like, very good, Michelle. And I was like, oh, I'm glad you think that's good. That's the worst thing you can do. And you want to know why? And at my last job, people were actually proud of this. Your employers are laughing at you when they hear you as an employee going, I get $20 extra taken out of my paycheck every week. You're giving the government an interest-free loan, and they give it back to you as if they're giving you a gift. You're losing money. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's something I've learned by watching so many videos online. I continue to gain a more financial education and make my, my financial part of life a lot easier. I look back, especially at my last job, I had HR people telling me how proud they were to get extra money out. And she went on and how she had an extra $5,000 a year. And I'm like, oh, so you gave the government, now I look back. So you gave the government a loan for free, interest free, and you got less back in return. And it made it look like you received a gift, like it was a good thing. It's not a good thing. If you have a W-2 job, do not take out any extra income and set it to the side. Learn a financial education and have your money work for you smarter. God, it's just there's so much going on, guys. I hope you enjoyed the little Mickey D thing in the middle. More jobs being lost with the use of artificial intelligence. This video just got way long. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time, and I'll be in the field working, getting things done, multitasking. I'll see you later. Bye, everybody. One more thing. I believe eventually I will have another W-2 job, probably part-time. I would never go back to full-time, working 50, 60 hours a week for anyone anymore. But now I go in with more knowledge, more education. I know to figure out, give the government the least amount possible, and don't take extra money out of your paycheck. And I have these side gigs as an independent contractor, and I could write off so many deductibles. Life will continue to get easier financially. I had a morning of, I'm panicking. I'm in a lot better position that I've been in years financially. I still have some debt to pay off. However, I gained skills that nobody in my circle have. I set myself up to live a much more comfortable lifestyle for the rest of my life. And I'm going to witness and watch people live the same way, going to their job. They're going to live another 10 to 20 years, going to their job, doing their routine, but gaining no more financial education and questioning why they're still struggling and why they continue to never get ahead and always live with bad debt. That's not going to be me next year. My goal is to never have bad debt again. I might have debt again, but it won't be bad debt. So I hope you heard me. I hope you hear me out, guys. I'm going to enter the work world again with a lot more knowledge. I won't be laughed at. I feel people actually laughed at me. I feel employers knew exactly what they were doing, and they think that they're above you and you're dumb. You're good at your job. You're good at your job for them. You know what I mean? But when they hear you say stuff like that, they go, they don't even know what they're doing. They're getting less in life because they don't care about you. If they cared about you, if that accountant cared about me, I think back, I'm like, that woman was laughing at me. She could have informed me and filled me in on how wrong that really was and how I was working harder to give myself less. But instead, she chose to praise me for it. Warped in the head. See you next time. Bye, everybody. And by the way, my very last accountant knew I was taking money out of my paycheck, and he too didn't tell me how bad that was, how wrong that was. I've wanted to say this on videos for so long, but you can't remember everything at the moment. Today was the day. If you have a W-2 job, don't take extra money out and give it to the government interest-free. You're hurting yourself. When you get it back at the end of the year, you're giving yourself less. Your money's worth less. You can take that money and do something with it instead.